Oh, oh no, don't bring that up. People are sweaty. People are feel a certain way. No, but um, I agree. I feel like this whole thing was a whole big hot mess, in my opinion. That's just how I feel about it. But let's just be fair here. This whole week has been weird. This has been a whole weird, interesting, out of place, out of control, and a woke week. Okay, that's the reason why, like, especially for me, that's the reason why I wanted to take a break from my channel because there's so much things I need to address, things I need to catch up on, and stuff like that.
Hell yeah!
Yeah, yeah, I have seen. Well, I haven't seen She-Hulk, but I've seen reviews and controversies to it, and it's not good. It's not good. Well, I've seen from the trailer um, how bad it was and how bad it was going to be, the agenda getting pushed out, and just the whole feminist propaganda and stuff. It looked like a whole big hot mess, and
Ooh,
I
this
did
is
not want to
really
get myself
something.
involved in that. Here's the thing with me, man. Just in case people don't know, I own what I use. I own what I watch. I own what I play, and I own what I stream. And I feel like I don't even have the Disney Plus streaming service, and I feel like if I know I'm gonna watch something terrible or play something terrible, I would rather save my money and buy something that I would have more that would spend more of my time with. She-Hulk was not one of those things. I've seen the footages of She-Hulk, and it did not interest me. And in fact, I would rather watch something that's bad than watch something that I would be pissed off to. And She-Hulk was doing nothing but just pissing me off as I was watching it, just bashing on men, women, and the whole feminist tropes and shit like that. I feel like if you're gonna have a show that's based on females' intentions, why you gotta bash on men so much? That's the first thing that people do when they make films and make franchises like this. When it comes to men making movies and making shows or making TV shows and stuff like that, or making games, they don't do that. Thor has never bashed on women. Iron Man has never bashed on women. I mean, for Christ's sakes, Hulk never done that. Spider Man neither. You know, I feel like a show like She Hulk does this. And to prove it, a lot of people that have seen She-Hulk has talked about it, and they said this. Now, I'm not saying Black Widow has done this. I'm not saying that Captain Marvel has done this either. You know, because they got their own movies too, but those was not good. I feel like, and I like Black Widow, but I didn't like the movie. The movie they kind of done her dirty, even with Thor, the new Thor movie, Thor: Love and Thunder. I could not wait to see that.
The
They
thing I
done my
don't
girl dirty
understand
too.
is, why do people get so triggered?
Mm. I have two reasons to answer that question. One, it's the media. It's the internet. So, and the way how this generation is running, the way how this
Especially the
generation is now,
badass right wingers.
I feel like people get triggered by the media because the media is very sensitive when it comes to information. The media is very exposing when it comes to people express themselves and expose their privacy in the media more than they do towards their parents and just tell people how they really feel. That's the reason why people get so triggered now. People are very emotional. But I here's the thing with me. The main reason why I didn't want to review and watch She-Hulk is because I know how I am. And it's not that I was gonna bash on the show and be mad doing it and foaming at the mouth. No, I'm a very honest person. If y'all see my reviews and the stuff that I talk about, I address things on the shows that I review, the movies that I review, the games that I review. I remember when I reviewed this one movie called Everything Everywhere All at Once. It was a good movie. It was. I liked it a lot, but they had the agenda on there too. People literally had a problem with the rating I gave it, the stuff that I said to it, but they never said that what I was saying was a lie. They had a problem with what I was saying, but they never said that what I was saying was false. oh, I don't think what you said was true. No, look at the comments. Go on my YouTube channel and check that out. Same thing with the Sinran Kagra X all that's I forgot the name of it. Sinran Kagra. I'm looking at it right now. Um, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh, Sinran Kagra and Neptunian. I reviewed that. I did not like that. I was close to giving it an F because you felt the agenda on there as well. And a lot of people was actually on my side on that. People actually agree with my opinion on this. But with everything everywhere all at once in the Sinran Kagra game, I did not know it was going to be that bad. I did not know the agendas was going to be on there. I was literally excited to watch those and play them. She-Hulk, I see it. I see the reviews. I see the criticisms, and I just didn't want to have nothing to do with it because, first of all, it's not that I'm afraid of critiquing that show and ripping it apart. No, my advice and my criticisms is like a weapon. It's like a gun, and I don't think the media is ready for me to use that weapon. That's just how I feel about it. Okay, and I have to address this to Angry Joe because I have seen his reaction to the She-Hulk review and what people were saying about the review, and there's been a lot of backlash and controversy towards his review. Now, we can all agree that Angry Joe has changed over the years. He is not the outspoken, speak my mind, bash on communities and talking to them in a way where he needs to reveal the truth in front of their face type of Angry Joe. He doesn't do that no more. Not just because of the reviewers and the producers and the directors refuses to give them the review copies of certain stuff and they don't want to see him in interviews anymore, but because his channel has gotten large. His channel is huge now, to the point where now he has to be a little censored towards the media, which it doesn't make any sense to me. Because you got people like Matt Walsh, Brett Cooper, Candace Owens, my wife, Candace Owens, who be on YouTube and they all they do is talk about things that we are addressing to. So I feel like with Angry Joe, I was disappointed with his review because most of his fans was the ones that still thinks that he is the same Angry Joe from back then. That's where all the criticism came in when he reviewed She-Hulk, saying it was great, it was good, it was very controversial, and he was looking forward to it. Now, when I've seen his little response to the backlash, first thing he said was he was shocked of the criticisms because he gave it a 7 and Alex gave it a 7. And why is they saying that Alex and other Joe should do a review other than him and he gave it the same rating? Yeah, not other Joe, Alex gave the same rating, but for two different reasons. Y'all reasons was different. Alex was actually addressing certain things on the show that we was agreeing with, and at the same time, he still was being a little too lighthearted to the show. Maybe because it was just the first episode, but the first episode was what is what makes the franchise strong. Are you gonna get pulled in by watching another episode or not? Sometimes shows like to drag, but with She-Hulk, we know what's coming. This is She-Hulk. We kind of know the originated story about her, being an attorney and all that stuff. So, dragging or not, we want to see how the character ends up being executed. And by it being a whole agenda trope show, Angry Joe did not point that out. And by Angry Joe saying that, well, I don't really care about the whole agenda and the culture war and stuff, that's another thing that surprised me. He was saying that stuff, but I feel like if that stuff doesn't matter to you, which I don't mind that. I feel like if it doesn't matter to you and you see it on the show that you're reviewing, even if you don't care about it, you still have to address it. You still have to talk about it. That's like if I'm watching a film and it has LGBTQ agendas on it or Black Lives Matter agendas on it. Frankly, I don't care about none of them. Same thing with feminism. But unlike that, I'm against feminism. I have to point it out there. Let fans know that it's on there. I cannot allow to my fans to say that, hey, look, it's good, it's this and that or whatever, and I'm not letting people know that this stuff is on the table. You're a critic. You review things. This is not me telling you how to review stuff. This is me telling you that you should have done better. you know. But all this is because of his fan base. All this is because of his platform, and he knows that this stuff is big now. Especially since he said that his girlfriend is feminist. So that's also a red flag right there. And then this is what made me laugh. This is the funniest part right here. What he said. I got to drink to this. He also said that if you are coming into his channel with the culture war, which the fans wasn't. I mean, they're gonna get you're gonna get a handful of people that's gonna say these things to your channel because you're big, you're wide open. When people look at reviews or look at certain criticisms, they rarely come to me for this stuff. People don't really know me like that. They're gonna come to you. They're gonna come to Jeremy Johns. They're gonna come to other game reviewers, IGN, GameSpot, GameStop, all these people. GameStop don't review stuff, but I'm just saying. So by you saying that you're gonna lose, if you lose 1 million subscribers, you can sleep at night. That's a fucking lie. So you're saying you won't care if you lose 1 million subscribers. This is the same Angry Joe that made a video talking about how he just couldn't believe the backlash. It bothered him so much that he made a video talking about the backlash, but if he lost 1 million subscribers, he wouldn't care. The same Angry Joe that was afraid of his channel being on a brink of extinction when YouTube was doing all the copyright strikes and copyright claims. This is the same Angry Joe that was crying on the freaking camera and asking for his fans and other viewers to help him defend his title, to defend his channel from it being shut down. And you're saying you don't care if you lose 1 million subscribers? Something's not right here. Something's not right here. Look, I'm a fan of Angry Joe. I've subscribed to him since 2008. All I'm saying is this. This is some friendly criticism. People may think I'm bashing on him, but no. If I'm bashing on something, it won't be as calm as this. All I'm saying is this. That video that he posted was not. He wasn't really thinking clearly. I think it's kind of like the Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith situation. He acted out of frustration. He acted out of emotion. He just couldn't believe what happened, and he just ended up just smacking all his fans in the face, and with no sorts of endurement. I just feel like Angry Joe. Listen, man. For you to say that you don't care about the whole agenda and you don't care about the gender tropes, that's fine. Then my advice to you is do what I did. If you know that something like that is on the show and you watched it, or if you're like me, if some things that you may not be aware of is on shows like this and you don't care about it, because I do care about that stuff. I'm to the point where now where things are getting things is all over the place now. And by me being a critic, I gotta point that stuff out. People say that Marvel movies has ended after Endgame, but I think it ended after Infinity War, honestly. Because you saw the agenda on Endgame. I did not see this until my good friend Miguel pointed out to me when they showed all the females show up all at once to save the day. I was like, wait a minute. He said that scene was forced. Now, it can be a debate, but when I seen that, I was like, yeah, I can see where he's coming from with this. I think it ended after
The thing I
Infinity
don't
War.
understand is, why do people get so triggered?
But I feel
Especially
like
the badass right wingers.
you need to try to be honest with your reviews. You need to be honest with the things you're criticizing, because people come into your channel to see how things really is when it comes to them being on the fence. Should I watch this? Should I play this? But if you don't want to do that because you don't care about it, then don't review it. Have Alex or have other Joe review the stuff for you. I mean, they reviewed and done stuff on your channel without you, without your consent. So I just feel like do that. Be like, hey, look, we just watched this. They may not like my criticisms that much, or this may not have anything to do with my opinion. So how about you guys review it? And I agree with one of the other comments. Some people said that they do think that Alex and other Joe do a good job, not by taking over reviews, period, but just reviewing things that have these agenda tropes, because people are beginning to understand and they beginning to know that you want to stay away from these type of scenarios like this. But This will actually make your channel grow if you just speak your mind and just say it how it is, you know. And another thing, don't don't say you don't care if you're gonna lose 1 million subscribers. Don't do that shit. That's shit that I would say. Okay, for a person like me that never says like and subscribe to my channel, because I only want true fans to like my material, and I want to be up to them. If they like it, then they will like it. If they want to subscribe to it, then they'll subscribe to it. I never ever say like and subscribe, because I don't want mixtures of people to just like my stuff and then I tell them to like it and then they'll give me some type of ridicule of how I should do my channel correctly. No. I think that's very hypocritical, especially for a person that
But
says
are political
make
agendas
sure.
in movies a thing to get riled up about? I mean, isn't there politics in every movie? Like Forever? Why is it a P?
I'll get to that in a second. But I feel like that's very hypocritical. A person that makes a video every single time and you always tell people to hit the bell below, hit the like and subscribe button, and then after that, then you have people, you have a link for people to buy your merchandise, and now you're saying you don't care if people don't do that. If you didn't care, you wouldn't have those features on your channel in the first place. Come on, man, be realistic, okay? Politics, political advice, subliminal messages do be in films. They do, and you're right. It has been in films a lot, but not in every film, not in every show, not in every game. Sometimes that stuff is on that stuff. Sometimes that stuff is on these franchises to give you an eye-opening gesture of how things are, especially if we need it. But if you look at it from a time span, if you look at it from a time span, from a time point, those messages and those signs was something that we needed to pay attention to. Now this stuff is forced. It is not forced, but it's it does not earn it. And it feels as if they're putting this stuff to not just make us smarter, but just to make us even more emotionally broken. Like, for example, I'm going to go to the feminists because I don't like feminism. And this is the reason why I don't like feminism. Back then, we had a lot of good female actors, actresses, a lot of good females that would lead these type of agendas to not just boost up their equality, but just to show society that women do matter. Women are strong. Women are capable. Women can be independent, and it's not just about looks or beauty. Women can make a difference too. But now, feminism is so fucked up to the point where they're not even doing that anymore. Every time that there is a feminist trope, it is to bash men. It is to talk trash about men. It is to degrade men. It is to measure men. It is to make men feel like devils. It is to make men feel like they are useless. It is to make men feel like dirt. That's what people are saying that She-Hulk is. Let's go to the. It says, I'm really pulling the lever, the trigger right now. Let's talk about the LGBTQ community. Back then, same thing. The support of LGBTQ was very admirable. It was in the line sight of us being aware that they need a voice. Now it's all over the place to the point where they have more rights than any other culture. So much so to the point where it's in franchises that it does not need to be. It's on shows that does not need to be on there. It's even on cartoons, children cartoons, and kids' minds has not even developed yet. There was an episode on Blue's Clues where they had a crossdresser in a parade singing on a Blue's Clues episode. A little kid, a baby can watch that and not even know what's going on. Why is you adding that onto a show that is for minors? And then you got teachers coming out to these minors. Why to minors saying that they're this, they're that? These teachers should be fucking investigated. And I'm pretty sure you got pedophiles in prison doing this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Now let's talk about Black Lives Matter.
Let's say we have gender equality. And therefore there is no need for feminist movies. But we had movies glorifying masculinity when it was.
Yeah.
LOL, you are too fast, dude.
I don't know what that means. Let's talk about Black Lives Matter. I don't support Black Lives Matter. I don't. And the reason why I don't, because there's no stigma. Same thing. There's the same reason why there's no stigma in the LGBTQ. Same reason where there's no stigma into the feminist community. We support Black Lives Matter, but at the same time, we don't address the things that we need to fix with the Black Lives community. We have killed more blacks than any other culture. But yet, when a white cop kills a black person, we immediately say that person is racist. We immediately say that this person needs to be prosecuted without even addressing the certain things that the cop has done or what the black person has done. All I'm going to say is this, because there are some racist cops out there. There are some people that's out there that has done some things, right? But how about we focus that same energy on our community? We need to do what's right, too. Oh, shit, I forgot I got company coming over. There's no stigma. But whenever we get pulled to the back burner, whenever the feminists get pulled to the back burners, many times they like to bash on people. They like to play a victim. There is no type of stigma. There's no type of line sight to this. And they are the main things that is making this whole generation be worse. That's why I said it ended after Infinity War. Because I kind of agree with Thanos. I think that this world needs to be obliterated. It needs to be a reset button, essentially, is what I'm saying. Now, I'm a novelist. I make stories. I make books. And, hold on. People got mad at one of my last stories that I made called X Trauma because it didn't have a lot of black people in them. And I'm like, what are you talking about? X Trauma has a lot of black characters. The main character, Ethan, he's black. His father is black. I play as a damn father. Jonathan, he's a plastic surgeon. He's black. How many niggas on the show? How many niggas on a freaking story do you freaking need? Well, the story is not diverse. You don't got, Hispanics on there. Well, Az, he's Hispanic. He's Ethan's best friend. Have y'all seen his room when you was reading the story? Come on now. What about trans people? Deanna, she's also a plastic surgeon. She's in the story too. I'm saying that to say this, just in case if I'm confusing you. The people who are saying that stuff to my stuff are the people who wants to push that agenda. And if I tell them, because they were in the story, then the next question is, well, what are their purpose? Are they going to send a message? Are they going to try to give us some type of boost of the quality? No. Do that. They're going to live their lives and they're going to do what they can to help people. Okay? Like, come on now. You push the agenda, not me. All right? But that's just my point. I feel like these critics, these reviewers, as soon as they reach a certain amount of subscribers and viewers and all these other things, they change their mode. It's like a rapper or a singer. They try so hard to be noticed. They spit all these creative lyrics, but as soon as they get noticed, they just flop. That's how these critics and these reviewers are. I'm not saying all of them, but all I'm saying is this. And I'm still not even saying Angry Joe is like this. All I'm saying is this. And I noticed this about Angry Joe. When Angry Joe be on that verge of emotional breakdown, the first thing he does is he aims at his fan base. He tells people, if you don't like it, you can leave. You can leave. No, okay? Take criticism and acknowledge it. Maybe they're telling you something that you need to listen to. When I get bashed on my videos, when I get bashed on my reviews, and when I get critiqued, I sit and I tell myself, you know what? Maybe I did say this in a certain way. Maybe I wasn't really as accurate as I anticipated. Don't just cut off people and be like, look, leave, leave, leave. You know who does that? My ex-girlfriends. Okay? You need to do this right. You need to do that right. Well, what about you? You got problems with yourself. Well, no, if you don't like it, then maybe you should leave. Come on, man. I'm not saying all women are like that because I want these assholes thinking that I'm bashing on women now. But you know how they be nagging you and they be telling you that you need to do this right. You need to do this correctly. You need to make sure that all this is perfectly fine and shit. And then right when you tell them that what they're doing is not the right way, then they just open the door for you and tell you to walk out. Angry Joe, come on, dude. You have a huge fan base, so you need to have an open mind gesture. In fact, the way how you was back then, you should act even more bluntly now because all these things in these franchises is falling apart. So that's just my message to you. And Alex and other Joe being in your channel, that's actually a good thing because at least they're not pushing out that type of stuff either. They're actually pointing out that stuff because since you can't do it, then they're gonna have to do it. So it's not like if you're gone, then we're gonna probably be a little bit depressed, or we're gonna feel a certain way. No, because we know that other Joe and Alex is gonna try to fill that void. In fact, a lot of people may even be satisfied because they know that you're gonna censor some stuff out in the first place because you're not the same person as you used to be. That's what I'm saying. You don't want that to happen. Okay, it's called Angry Joe for a reason, and you're not being angry at the stuff that you're critiquing. You're angry at the fans now. I'm just letting that sink in. But anyway, that's it. I just wanted to put that out there because I wasn't going to make a video talking about this because there's so much stuff I need to do and stress out and just finish up. But this was on my mind. And I feel like I needed to address this because by my channel growing and growing and growing, I'm seeing all these other YouTubers and these content creators that I look up to. These are people that I look up to. And I feel like I would hurt myself if I don't check them. Y'all are the people. Like Angry Joe, shit, Jeremy Johns, um, a lot of other people. Black Buster. Black Buster was the main person who made me start being a YouTuber. And it kind of breaks my heart when I see the people they're basically my mentors beginning to have a hard time holding that crown. I just need to check y'all self. Like, look, no, okay. There's more problems here. Don't overlook them just because y'all are looking good with y'all channel. Aim higher, shoot sharper. Anyway, that's it. That's all I gotta say. Damn, I wasted so much time with this shit.